What's up, guys? Long time no tutorial. For my somewhat triumphant return, I figured that I would kind of do something like I did back in the day when I started, and I'm going to be mastering um, very quickly a track from scratch. So yeah, this is an updated kind of version of that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start. I'm going to play a bit of the track, and we're going to master it, which is when I say master, I mean put a bunch of plugins on the master channel to make it sound cool. So here we go. All right, so you got that. So first things first is we want to add a limiter on the master channel. Um, and I'm going to be using the FabFilter Pro L. The reason why you want to add a limiter is because you don't want things going over 0. Um, you can in Ableton, but I'm doing a video and it will make the video cry. And I'm going to set my ceiling, my output. I can set that to, -1 dB, right? But by default in Ableton, I already have that set to -1. So I would suggest that you have your ceiling out to -1 dB. Just to give you a little bit of headroom in case you have inner sample peaks. So we have a limiter on there. Let's loop that. That limiter is going to be the last in the chain for now. So yeah, let's start out with EQing. So there's two choices, in my opinion, for a mastering style EQ. And the two choices currently these days, they change a lot, is Pro Q by FabFilter and Equilibrium by DMG Audio. These are two kind of similar friends here. They both are, I guess, kind of the gold standard of mastering. So we're going to be using those. You can use either one, but yeah, it's mostly about grabbing stuff and repairing things. So first thing I want to do is I want to double click here, and I want to add a high pass filter and do a roll off. So I will go 24 dB per octave right there, and I want to move that up to 30 hertz, around 30, and that's a gentle roll off. And yeah, I can kind of bump up the Q a little bit. So there we go. I'm going to turn the analyzer on, and I can see that that is all well and good. I can do the same thing with ProQ, but yeah, I'll just stop mentioning that. I'm going to go to GUI and then set up large so we can see what we're doing. So there you go. So let's have our high pass filter and let's kind of listen and grab things gently and see where we can even out the frequency that we're looking at. Right, you might want to go to the body of the track, which is right here. Right, so double click here. I can right click, find some problem areas. Sounds a little boxy there. So I'll do that. And I'll use my mouse wheel to make the Q smaller. Kind of move around there. And I'm just looking at the spectrum here. Right. I want it to be smooth. What I do there. Bring that down. There's a problem area right here. Not really a problem area, but I just want to kind of tame everything, make it, because it's supposed to kind of be like, and then down. And that is how you'll see most tracks go about it. You just want to smooth it out. But that's part of the meat of the bass, the upper mids. And I will add this there. So the general rule is for the low end, you want a very narrow cue. And for the mid high, you want a kind of a wider cue. Right, so I'll turn that on and off, and you can listen to what I kind of did. Right, there's kind of, because of the 303 sound. It's kind of boxy, and that's kind of part of distortion. So like when you have, say, in traditional recording, you have an electric guitar and it's coming through an amp, you'll hear the box of the amp. You'll hear the actual kind of like the inside of an acoustic guitar. You'll hear that it has a resonant kind of thing going on. So this is kind of the same idea. If it sounds boxy, you don't necessarily want that, because then that kind of builds up and doesn't sound too pleasant. So if you listen closely. It's amazing what, 2 dBs of gain reduction will do. And that's just, I guess that's my minuscule experience that told me to do that, and that really kind of brings it together like a warm hug. So we have that, and that's basically what the EQ will look like. That is the way to kind of get the track ready for multiband dynamic reduction and all that. It's just kind of, because you confuse like dynamics with like frequency. So it's kind of hard to explain, but it comes with experience, and you gotta like trust your ears and plan ahead. It's like I got rid of that boxiness, so that doesn't kind of, it's not something that I have to wrestle with later on with a multiband compressor or a compressor in general, or the maximizer. Everything's very cohesive, and that's the first step. And yeah, the biggest cut I made was at 200 hertz, 6 dB, and this is just something that I always do. I always remove a little notch in the low end, and that really brings out it kind of pulls the mix together, because that's kind of where the crossover is in clubs. That's where the subwoofer and all that stuff separates. So that doesn't, like, there's a part in here that doesn't really exist in clubs at the end of the day anyway. So you might as well take it out. It gives you more headroom. And yeah, it's quite fun. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be back with another video after this, the second step. So yeah, hope you learned stuff. Take care and have a good one.